Welcome to my Facebook Live. You know, I love these Facebook Live town halls, and this one is particularly aimed towards jobs. You know, annually I put on a job fair, and I want to start by just announcing that this year's job fair will be in Livingston at the University of West Alabama. It's going to be on Thursday, this coming Thursday, from 10 o'clock until 2 o'clock, and it's going to be held at the Hughes Gymnasium. I'm so excited every year to put on this job fair because I know how important it is to connect job seekers with those who have jobs. And you know, in order to be an employer in my job fair, you must have jobs with an S. So I hope that you'll come out to Livingston for our annual job fair. It's actually our 6th annual job fair, and it's going to be Thursday, August 3rd from 10 until 2 at the University of West Alabama Hughes Gymnasium. So let's get to the questions. We received a question from Alexander Avery from Perry County. I recently saw an article on AL.com showing Perry County has the highest unemployment rate. What are you doing to bring jobs to our area? Great question. You know, I grew up in this area, and I especially grew up in the Black Belt. So I understand the importance of providing opportunities, and those of us who have had opportunities must make sure that others have them as well. I think that I've sort of adopted a 3-point strategy. First, we have to expand the skills training programs and apprenticeship programs that we offer. I think only then can we help folks get, close the skills gap and get the skills that they need for 21st century jobs. Secondly, we need to bring better economic development to the area, which means not only providing more employers, but also providing job fairs and training courses like we do. Thirdly, the long-term tax reform that makes the U.S. More competitive also means that if we really want growth for the long term, we have to look at tax reform. I think that of those 3 things, I think the most important is skills. And I have tried to promote skills training by my bills. I have a workforce apprenticeship bill that allows a tax credit for those companies that, like Mercedes-Benz, who have apprenticeship programs and actually hire the people from the apprenticeship program. They would get a tax credit for that. So I do believe that Congress and policy has a role to play, but I also believe that we have to do what we can to help ourselves. That's why this office has put forth a very comprehensive workshop called Project Ready. Ready stands for Realizing Everyone's Ability to Develop Yourself. I think it's so important that you develop your own skill set and feel proud about the skill sets that you have and the dignity of a job. So I think it's really important that we provide those resources that are readily available in bigger cities, right where my constituents are. So we do something called Project Ready, and we're actually doing a Project Ready workshop this Monday, July 31st at Shelton State Community College in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and it's on the Martin campus. It starts at 9 a.m. and it's free to the public. And as I said, Project Ready workshop brings together all the resources that the state of Alabama has to offer. So Alabama Career Center will be there to help you work on resume writing, as well as Shelton State will offer courses and breakout seminars in dressing for success, as well as the skills that are needed for 21st century jobs. We even have an employer coming, a local employer coming to talk about what job opportunities are available in the Tuscaloosa area. So I really encourage you to come out to Project Ready workshop for job readiness, and then to come to our job fair itself on Thursday. Oh, those bells are ringing. I guess it means time for votes, but we have time for two more questions. The second question comes from Steve. Steve from Selma, my hometown. Yay. Would you agree with Democratic President Kennedy and Republican President Reagan that tax cuts for employers allow them to invest their money in communities, which result in more employment in that community? Sounds like trickle-down economics to me. And I have to tell you that I don't believe that trickle-down economics has really trickled down to the people who need it most, especially folks in Selma, in my hometown. But having said that, I do believe that comprehensive, bipartisan comprehensive tax reform is needed. I recently got on the House Ways and Means Committee, and this president has been talking about comprehensive tax reform, bringing down the corporate tax rate. I think that's really important. It helps us to be competitive globally as a nation. The fact that we offer, or that our tax rate, our corporate tax rate is 35%, means that we are not competitive with European tax rates that are 17%. And so we have to figure out a way to bring those down. But we also must make sure that the tax code encourages the middle class and incentivize those who want to be in the middle class. We have to make sure that Congress works together for working families to provide them with relief. I think that too often we've had stagnant wages, and so I believe it's important that we work on doing what we can with the tax code. But I have to tell you, things like earned income tax credit are really important. Being able to have the interest deductibility, I will be trying to preserve for our middle class and those who are homeowners. I think that's critically important. As a member of Brown Chapel AME Church in Selma, I will be fighting to make sure that we keep charitable contributions. Finally, I believe that American businesses need a hand up, as do American families. And our tax code should unleash competitive potential by encouraging investments and by working on technologies. So I just want to encourage, I think that our tax code should incentivize the work that we want to see. And I look forward to that healthy debate. My hope is that this committee will not do it on a partisan basis as I've done healthcare, but they do it truly on a bipartisan basis by encouraging Republicans and Democrats to work together. Okay, the last question comes from Penny, from Gordo. Penny says, I just want to know why there are not more jobs for women trying to make it in the workforce. Very good question, Penny. Listen, women today still face amazing inequality in the workplace. We know that women make 78 cents for every dollar that a man makes. And if you're a woman of color, you're making even less. And women also face a leadership gap. And we hold 52% of the professional jobs, but only 25% of management. So I think that it's really important that we promote better opportunities for everyone. And since you asked about women, I am very proud to have been a co-sponsor, and I still am, the Paycheck Fairness Act, which closes loopholes in the Equal Pay Act and strengthens penalties for employers who discriminate based on gender. If we want to really live up to the core values that we have in this country, we have to promote equal opportunity for everyone, and that includes women. As Alabama's first black congresswoman, I speak from personal experience that oftentimes the gender discrimination that happens in the workplace is just as debilitating as the racial discrimination. So we have to really work hard to eliminate all forms of discrimination in the workplace. And I make a promise that I will totally work towards that. I think that family medical leave is really important. We don't have that, not paid family medical leave. And I am actually tomorrow dropping a bill with Representative Mike Kelly in the House Ways and Means Committee that would actually provide or incentivize a tax credit to companies that actually have paid FMLA leave, Federal Family Medical Leave Act. So right now the tax code provides that every job has to give 12 weeks of unpaid family medical leave. That was something that came out of the Clinton era. Of course, it means all employers that have 50 or more employees have to follow this. But that unpaid family medical leave doesn't work for lots of families. And I think the tax code should incentivize those employers that do provide paid family medical leave. They should be able to have a tax credit at the very end when they file their own taxes. So jobs are really important. I really want you all to know that when I came into office in the Great Recession, the median unemployment for the 14 counties that I had was 14.8%. So 15% unemployment in our district. And while we're not where we want to be, the 14 counties that I represent now have a median or average unemployment of around 9.2. So we're moving in the right direction. But I know how important it is for us to get down to the 4% that is this national average. And I think the only way we can do that is if employers and job seekers working together, the employers can provide more equity and more pay and better jobs. And the employers need to find better skills so that we close the skills gap and we're really ready to take full advantage of the employment opportunities of the 21st century. I hope you enjoyed the Facebook Live today, and I hope that you will remember to come out to Project Ready, and that's our job readiness program, and it's going to be at Shelton Community College Monday, this coming Monday, July 31st, from 9 until 1. It's free to the public. And lastly, our annual job fair. Yes, our 6th annual job fair. I can't believe 6 years have passed already. But our annual job fair this year is going to be in Livingston, Alabama, at the University of West Alabama, at the Hughes Gymnasium, 100 US Highway 11. You can register online by going to www.sewell.house.gov, or you can register on site. Both are free. I really hope that people take full advantage of the opportunity in this day and age to have 63 employers under one roof, a chance for you to really get a feel for and be able to ask the questions that you have for these great employers. We have lots of industries that will be represented, everything from transportation to food services to automotive to state and federal job opportunities, and we really, really hope that you will take full advantage. So. Bye for now, and look out for my next Facebook town hall. Thanks.